I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Inglink. I hope you all are fine. In today's video, I'll be discussing about how to analyze a poem. In my previous video, I had discussed about a few steps that are going to help you to understand any poem. So those steps and these steps together are going to benefit you and help you to understand and analyze any poem. So before starting, we should know what actually is analyzing a poem. Analyzing actually is a big challenge. How? Because here you need to understand the intent of the author, right? So you need to study and you need to examine everything in detail. So whenever you are doing this process, this is called your analysis. For that, I have this big W. This will definitely help you a lot. The question word starting with this W will help you in analyzing the poem. The very first question is, who is the speaker? Understanding the speaker is at the center of the poem because that is going to help you to understand or imagine the person behind the language. Now, the poet often invents a speaker for the poem, right? At times, in order to give him, it gives him more freedom to compose the poem. Like when the poet this is something important, like when the poet creates another character to be the speaker, right? It's not that always he is going to narrate or he is going to imagine himself. So that character that the poet creates to convey the message or the feelings is known as the persona. Okay, and by creating the persona, the poet actually imagines what is it like to enter someone else's personality. Okay, and when he is using this persona or a narrative voice, that you can see in the very first point that I have written here, it refers to the created narrative voice, right? Of the poem, the person, the reader, is supposed to imagine or talking. So they are they help you, they are like one-sided conversations, as if the character is talking to himself. Okay, so when you get to know who the speaker is, right, you should also know what type of mood he is in. Like suppose he is nostalgic, he is sad, he is happy, or he is concerned. I have given you an example here, like in the Bangle Sellers, the speaker of the poem were the bangle sellers. The second one is, whom is the speaker addressing? Now, when you get to know this is the person who is the speaker in the poem, then you should also know to whom is this person speaking actually. Right? Now, there are different people to whom the speaker can address, like another character in the poem, or maybe the character who is not present or who is dead, right? Or the third point is like the reader. I'll give you an example from the poem The Heart of the Tree. And another example is from the poem Television, where the poet is addressing the questions to the parents, right? So you should also know whoever is the speaker, then the speaker is addressing those questions to whom. So the very first question that you should know is like, who is the speaker? You should try to understand and answer this one first. Like, who is the speaker? When you get to know, okay, this is the speaker. Then the second step is like, to whom is the speaker talking? Right? To whom is he addressing? Then the third one will be is like the subject matter. Coming to this, it is like, what is the subject matter? You should know. It refers to the general or specific topic of the poem. Suppose if I give you an example of daffodils, as I gave you in my previous video also, the poem Daffodils. Here, when you read the title, you get to know that this poem is about these beautiful flowers, daffodils, right? So subject matter is actually what the poem is all about. You get to know what the poem and what the topic of the poem is all about. Suppose if it is related to any war, if it is related to any of the experiences of the poet or whatever. So that is what you call the subject matter. So the third question is you should ask is like, what is the subject matter? Now, when you will be able to understand this, then the next question is, where is the speaker or events taking place? Okay, so now it refers to the place where the events actually mentioned in the poem are taking place. You should also say the situation surrounding them. I'll give you again the example of daffodils. There, the poet William Wordsworth beautifully described the beautiful flowers. They were beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. So, we know the place where these daffodils were. When he was wandering, he saw these beautiful flowers over there. So this is the question that you should also try to answer, like where is the speaker or events taking place. Now the next is, what is the style? It actually refers to all the choices that are made to create the poem's meaning, right? It can also include, like, at times the poet uses some short lines and some long lines, right? So this is very important, that you should know what the words the poet is using. Like, as I have given you here, diction. What is diction? It is the choice of words. Now the rhythm actually refers to the repetition of stress within a poem, like the words that the poet is repeating. Now syntax is like a organization of words and phrases and clauses, right? And imagery, like there are some words that help you to imagine, to the senses, like smell, touch, sight, hearing. You actually, through your inward eye, you are able to imagine and see those things, right? So how you are able to see and how you are able to imagine those things? You are able to do that because the poet has beautifully used those words, right? So the choice of words actually help you to imagine the things, to imagine the situation, and to understand what the poet is trying to convey. And when you are doing that, it is very, very important to know the various figures of speech, okay? Like personification, the simile, the metaphor. A detailed study of these figures of speech is also very, very important in order to understand what the poet is trying to convey through the poem. So I hope these questions, the questions with this big W, are going to help you a lot. And if you find this video helpful, kindly like, share and subscribe my channel Inglink. And thank you for watching.